Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I got a taste for one of these early this morning. I don't want scrambled eggs. I don't want bacon. I don't want sausage. I don't want anything but a hamburger with all the fixings. Shout out to the chat. Yo, 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 what's happening to these YouTube streets? Everyone, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on in these YouTube streets, everyone? Yo, shout out to the chat, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Shout out to everyone that is subscribed to my channel. New subscribers, old subscribers. I know it's early in the morning. I see that Sis is live. I don't give a fuck about him being live. Cause you know why? You know why I don't care about Sis being live right now or doing a video? Cause I think he's been live for a couple of hours. I find it very interesting that he does not address Armando Black. I find it very interesting that he does not want to address Armando Black. Armando went live a few evenings ago. He had dropped the link. He had Sis' name all in the title. All in the title. Sis didn't address it. Sis didn't hit the link. Sis didn't do anything. Which is very unusual. That's very unusual for him. So I'm wondering, I think they did have some Instagram with each other in the past. But I'm not quite sure of everything that happened. But I do remember one time there was an argument over a piece of music.
Power off.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. So, yeah. Yeah, we got a lot going on these YouTubes. We got a lot going on. We got mugs not addressing each other. We got mugs not responding to another YouTube creator. We got mugs that won't even hit a link. Won't hit a link nowhere where the real opposition lives, where the real opposition is at. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. And that's why I give credit to a lot of the ladies that's in the sector. That's why I give credit to a lot of the women that are in this sector. Because I believe Osberg had a live video on Sunday. And I remember what the video was about very clearly. And I remember certain people hitting the link to express their thoughts, their opinions, whatever the case may be. But what really did it for me was when Bishop said what he said about Sister T, and Sister T responded. Sister T responded. She didn't respond in the video of her own. She didn't have to, because she's a day one OG in this sector. But she let that nigga know, look, don't come for me. X, Y, and Z. Yo, she put him in his motherfucking place. Because Bishop be getting out of hand. Bishop is out of control on these YouTube streets. He thinks what he's saying is cool. That everybody knows what he's saying, but I'm here to say everyone is not going to agree with everyone on this platform. And Bishop is one of the ones he's expendable. I've never heard of no Bishop until what? Maybe a year or two ago. You know what I mean? Because I've been on this platform since 2013. But I find it very interesting that while Sister T was up there and she was putting his ass in his fucking place, he didn't have no words. He didn't have no motherfucking words. But he wanted her attention. That's why he calls her name when he does his stupid videos. When he does his stupid videos over there. Shout out to the chat. And that's one of the reasons why I will no longer support Bishop. Because he's attacking people that has not attacked him. That has not said anything about him. That's why. Only cowards do that. I don't care how many times you camera up. I don't care about that. You can camera up to doomsday. It doesn't make any sense to start beefs and battles that you know you can't motherfucking win. There's no win with it. It's never going to be a win. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. But I was just wondering why Sis has not hit Armando Black's link. I'm starting to wonder why he hasn't done it. Now, he's given his reasons why he has not addressed Armando Black, why he has not hit the link, but those are not reasons. Those are excuses. Those are excuses. Those are excuses. Shout out to the chat. And that's my opinion. That's how I feel. That's my random thoughts. I see what I see, man. I see a lot of huffing, a lot of puffing, and a lot of not blowing another person's house down. I see a whole lot of that. But we're all on social media. Didn't I say a few years ago we're all ghosts in the Matrix? We don't know each other. But when we see each other, okay, it is what it is. Some people are actually losing themselves, losing their identity because of these YouTube streets. Their ego is so inflated, they can't see. They can't see very clearly. They can't. We got a lot of people that are following Kwame, which is unfortunate. The man is a clown. Good morning, Kiss My Cheeks. Good morning, Purple Heart Podcast. Yo, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Yo, I got that. I had situated my business yesterday. So I'm free in the clear. I guess for another month or two. Shout out to me. Yo, this is me, your home girl. Bamboos. 914, Westchester County, New York. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, man. I was just wondering that. Why people won't hit people links. I mean, people are actually challenging people, but they won't hit the links. And when the person confronts them, catches them in the act of talking about them or whatever the case may be, the person has nothing to say. Yo, man, the women on this app have been tearing it down. The women on this app have been carrying this sector for a long, long time. It's you women. It's the YouTube creators, it's the moderators, and it's the subscribers. It's the support team. It's the moderator. It's everyone. If you are a woman in this sector, you are handling business. I don't see the men doing that. I really don't see the men doing that. And that is my honest opinion. What's up, Just Jay? Good morning. I appreciate it, Just Jay. Yeah, man, I was wondering about that. Because the other day, I seen what I seen, and then I seen what I seen. Okay, Sunday and Friday. It's 2 different days. I've seen what I've seen about some of the males in this sector. And I see that the women are kicking down doors. They're answering questions. They're asking questions. They're supportive of the people they're rolling with, rocking out with. It's the women in the sector. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. Now, I'm going to tell the truth. A lot of the women in the sector do not get along with each other. They do not see eye to eye with each other. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, we got a great sisterhood. You know, we got a sisterhood going on. And, you know, we're all living on one island together. That's not true. I would be telling a goddamn lie. I be telling a goddamn lie that we all get along together. But one thing is for sure. A lot of the women got a lot of guts. They got a lot of courage. They got a lot of heart. They're not wimpy. They don't cry when somebody come for them. They handle their business. They stand 10 toes down in the sand, in the mud, in the water, in the snow, in the ice, in the fire of the YouTube streets. I see the women doing it. Just like in real life. Yo, Just Jay, I seen that video that you shared about that young lady that's the truck driver and how she unloaded her truck's load and how the men just stood around and fucking watched her. And it wasn't a very long video. It was a short video, but it drives the point of what I'm getting. It is the men standing back watching the women work. And that happens in real life. You could be unloading a truck. You could be doing some type of heavy work. And I noticed that the men are standing back. They're no longer doing certain jobs. And when certain jobs call for them to dig a ditch somewhere, they don't get these young men to do it. They get the older cats to do it. Shout out to the chat. I went to the office the other day, Just Jay, and kissed my cheeks. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I went to the office the other day, and they sent me on the ticket I was on, right? They had a digging ticket. They didn't ask none of the young men to go. They asked one of the old school veteran workers to go. They asked him to go. You know why they asked him? Because he's older, he's more mature, and he knows what to do. He knows how to get the job done in one day, where other people will go and fuck up the job or make the job stretch a day or two. The men are not men like the way they used to be. They're not. Where is their man training? How do they train to be a man? People say, well, a man can't be a man without another man being around. Is that true? Is that true? It was true in the past, but what kind of training did they give the young men during World War I, World War II, the Civil War, the Spanish War? What kind of training did the young men around that time get in life? Because a lot of them grew up. Let's not sugarcoat it. A lot of those men grew up. A lot of them became alcoholics, and a lot of them started abusing their wives and their children. Shout out to the chat. Everyone knows what I'm saying is the motherfucking truth. Even those men back then weren't really men. Bitches with dicks. They were just given certain titles. But what happens when they don't have that title? What happens when they are no longer able to wear the mask that they're fucking wearing? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I can show you plain and clear of what's going on. And it's my opinion. When I go to Home Depot, honestly, I don't want a young dude helping me. No way. Because they don't know. They don't know. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm always looking for pops when I go to Lowe's and Home Depot. But he know what the lawnmowers are. Okay, he knows where aisles the lawnmowers are on. Yeah, I used to work for Home Depot. Shout out to the chat. When I was living in New York, Just Jay. So I worked overnight. And what did we do? We unloaded the trucks. We situated everything to which departments they go to. And then we would take everything to the departments, and then we would start stocking the shelves and revamping everything for the store, for the customer sales the next day. And that job, we did it like 5 days out of the week. And we always had to work on the weekends. So I always worked on it when I worked at the Home Depot. But I remember, and this is no lie, I remember the young men that worked there, and I remember how they used to love to be on the machines all the fucking time. I remember that. See, they didn't like to do a whole lot of heavy lifting. I remember that. I remember working alone in certain areas and having to do a whole lot. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Even when I worked at Walmart, I noticed that the men didn't want to do certain shit. These men are becoming pussified. They're effeminate. They ain't men. I don't think they've ever been men. Shout out to the chat. And that's my opinion. That's straight up my fucking opinion. The men ain't men no more. They ain't men. And then they get mad when they see females like me. But you got to remember, I'm 52 years old. So I'm starting to see a whole lot of other women like myself coming out onto the dance floor of life, onto the dance floor of a workspace, and outwork all these so-called motherfucking men. I see it happening. I saw it happening 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I see it happening now. And I've seen women accomplish a whole lot when men ain't fucking around. To the chat. Yo, shout out to my experience when I was in the penitentiary. Shout out to the fact that I was a state inmate for 6 years, 7 months. My inmate number was 221644. And I'm telling you, I watched women work. I watched women paint, fix washing machines, dryers. I watched women do landscaping, horticulture. I've seen women dig ditches. I've seen women do all kinds of things, work in the kitchen, strip a floor, buff a floor, wash windows. I've seen women upkeep where they live. And when a man ain't a fucking around, it's a whole lot better. There's a subculture that goes on when you're in the penitentiary, but it just seems like it's a whole different world. The politics in there is different. It's different. Everybody thinks when they hear the words a female prison, they automatically think everybody's doing X, Y, and Z, and that's not the fucking case. That's how I learned how to crochet. That's how I learned how to knit. That's how I learned how to work on a sewing machine. Shout out to the chat. Believe it or not, I went in there at the age of 22 years old, and I received a lot of stuff over the years while I was there from the women. As long as the women, my world was fine. It was good. It was okay. I come out here into the free world. It's not so stable, is it? It's not so pleasant, is it? And they like to put you in a box. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I be working dudes under the table. Yeah, you outwork them. I helped a dude back into a dock yesterday. See what I'm saying? I literally had to get in the truck and do it for him. I should have charged him. Yes. He watched you. What's going to happen when that shit happens again, Just Jay? You're no longer around. Someone else is going to do his job. He act like he was scary. It's scary. It's scary out here. You know, I used to have an aunt. Her name was Aunt Mary. She passed away years ago. And when she used to call on the voicemail at my sister's house, she would leave the message. This is your Aunt Mary. Things out here looking kind of scary. Call me when you get home. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Nini Kuzimu Kila Wakati. Kujana Mimi Kula Jakola Mijibariri 20 Zetu. I know how to. Yeah, I know you know how. Shout out to you. But I'm just starting to see that a lot of these men aren't really men. They have no spine. They have no belly. They have no ambition. They don't feel obligated to learn anything. You know why? Because they could always fall on one of us. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. I remember one year, and this is before, well, this is around the time Birdman had got sick. Birdman had to go to the hospital, and he had to stay in the hospital for a couple of days, you know, after he did the surgery. And I went on a job, right? I remember I told him, I said, look, I'm going to the job. I'll be back later to come see you. So I left. I went to the job. They assigned me to a digging detail job that day. Now, the job was supposed to have took me all day. All day. I was finished with the job in a few hours. You know why? Because I wanted to hurry up and get off the job and attend to him. Go about my business. That's what I wanted to do. But no, they had other things for me to do. And guess what? They didn't pay for me to do nothing extra. They didn't. The only real nice thing about it is that they did pay for my lunch for the 2-3 days that I was out there. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. There's been times I've been put on jobs all by myself. All by myself. I don't lag a gag around. When the people tell me what to do, I'll go in, I do it. Sometimes I'm finished way before 1:30, Just Jay, and Kiss My Cheeks or whoever else is in the chat. Sometimes they'll let me go early and still give me the 8 hours. Sometimes they don't. And these people, they have been dealing with the company I work for years, and they always complain about some of these young men. Shout out to the chat. I was working the other day where there was a young man on the job and he said he didn't want to do no heavy lifting. And he was, and trust me, and he just came out and said it. Look, he sleeps with other men. He dates other men. The man is 24 years old. He got more effeminate ways than I got. He's a decent person, but that just shows me what's really coming. Shout out to the chat. A lot of men don't want to do heavy lifting. A lot of men don't want to do problem solving. It's the old schools, but who are the old school men? Who are they? Because my grandfather, he's an old school man. He's dead. God bless the dead, but the man was a piece of shit. The man used to beat on my grandmother. The man used to terrorize my father and my uncle and my aunts. He was very to my father. He used to beat my father like my father was some runaway slave. My father, and as a grown man, my father used to cry. He used to cry about it. Tears in his eyes. I said, oh no, Daddy crying. He was crying because of the way his father treated him. He couldn't understand why his father was. I looked at some of my father's pictures when my father was growing up, and it doesn't show my father smiling. He's frowning at the age of 14. Now, when he got older and he moved out, that's when he started smiling in his pictures. But it wasn't a happy smile. It wasn't a secure smile. Because my father became a dope fiend. Shout out to the chat. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. The sperm that probably made me was a dope fiend sperm. Let me read what Just Jay's saying. Just Jay always got good words. Let me read. Let's read. Well, he tried 11 times and was holding up traffic. So he asked, could I do it? And I did. I didn't mind because we all have been there as truckers. Pops at Home Depot is old school. I hear you talk about your father with a lot of like a moderation, a lot of love. Do you hear me saying the same thing about my father? I mean, I talk about my father with love, but I also, because one thing, I wasn't raised by my father, okay? I was raised in another situation by another man, another woman. I didn't meet my father until I was, 30 years old. And then 6 years later, he died. I had to watch him pass away. But I just remember him being, because my father was what? He was 5 feet, 9 inches. So he wasn't a very tall man. He's taller than me, but he wasn't a very tall man. I remember him being very muscular at one time. But when I had to sit in that hospice with him, he was no longer that man. And when I said this man used to cry about his childhood, he used to complain about his father. I said, no wonder Daddy became a dope fiend. I said, no wonder he lives the way he lives now. You know, my father never owned his own apartment. he always lived in a rooming house somewhere. Did you know that? My father never married a woman. He wanted to marry my mother, but never did. Shout out to the chat. The man was a lonely man, and the man, he himself, was an abuser of women. Yes. Yes. This man used to cry to me. And I was, 30 years old at the time. As time moved on, I became 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I didn't know I was running out of time. It seems that that's the theme song in my life. Sometimes you meet people and you don't know you're running out of time. Shout out to the chat. I still got some old school brothers in my neighborhood. This new generation that's coming, child, I'm not talking about my pop. I'm just talking about an old school man. Oh, okay, I feel you. I feel you. But I heard you say some nice things about your father. I heard you say some nice things about your father. I don't mean no harm. I don't hear a whole lot of these YouTube creators in the sector talk about their fathers. I've noticed that. I haven't heard too many of these male YouTube creators say anything about their fathers. I don't hear them talk about their daddies. You'll hear me talk about my father. Yeah. I think I've heard Lonnie say some things about her dad. But I've heard Brown Skin Lady say some wonderful things about her father. I remember those stories Brown Skin Lady used to talk. Yo, shout out to Brown Skin Lady. Yeah, I remember she used to talk very highly about her father. But I can't really say I've heard other YouTube creators say anything about their fathers. I hear some talk about their mothers. Oh, their mom this, their mother that, the grandmother, the great-grandmother. I don't hear anyone say my pop, my father, my padre. I don't hear nobody talking about grandpapa. Yeah, you might hear me talk about my grandfather, but I never met my grandfather. I'm just going by the stories that was told to me. I never met my great-grandfather. I'm just going by the stories that were told to me. Shout out to the chat, if that makes sense. And look how great you turned out, Arabian. Sounds like a no. Just Jay, if you was to if you was to walk with me for a whole day without me turning on the camera, you would see. I think I survived the storms. Yes. And I'm 52 years old. So my time, I don't know how much time I got. Some people in my family don't live past 63. Some of us do. I might be lucky like that. No, I I, I don't want to grow older. I don't. I really don't. I don't want to grow older. There's too many things happen to you when you get older. And I have no children. Oh, no grandchildren. Oh God. My niece and nephew, the ones that wanted to be in my life like that, they gone. They dead. Some fool took them out of here. So you gotta be careful of the company you keep. You gotta be careful. Shout out to the chat. If I was in Charleston, we can walk every day to get those steps. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Because that's all I do is walk. Like, if I'm not on the bus, I have to walk to my destination. Yeah. So, yesterday, I think I rode the bus twice. Rode the bus twice. Now, yesterday morning, I didn't have to pay for the bus. I didn't have to pay for the bus at all. So, that was a blessing. Of course, with me being downtown, all the buses downtown are free. So I made sure I was able to get on the 211 to get to the library. Okay, the library that's on Calhoun Street. I did a video from there yesterday. I think I did a short video from there yesterday, and I did a live video from there yesterday from both different libraries. Shout out to the chat if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, man. Whew. I did take pictures yesterday, so I'll probably upload them today to my platform, to my channel. Oh, we're having some kind of festival down here, Just Jay. And I forget the name of it, but they set up all the tents because I went to Marion Square yesterday. That short video is on my channel. And it shows me walking through Marion Square a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's got a song playing in the background. I forget the name of the song. I think it's Love Don't Live Here Anymore. You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. That's the song that's playing in the background. But you still hear me talking. And I'm walking a little bit into Marion Square. That video is there. Yo, they're getting ready to have some kind of festival there where they're going to be selling the artwork and stuff. Yeah, so it's going to be busy. I think, I'm trying to remember which day that for. I'm going to have to look it up. It's got to be sometime soon because they just recently put up all the tents out there. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Oh, nice. Free. Yeah, free buses. All the buses downtown are free. Yeah, that's the library you got. Yeah, the big one. Because I didn't show the whole library, but I had to be, I walked in. I saw the security guard sitting at the table, but I didn't recognize him. So I guess all the people from that old crew is gone. So, if I can walk into the one right here in North Charleston, I already knew I could walk into the rest of them. But that big one is a big doozy because people be falling asleep in there. I seen this one young man, he was sitting at the table and he just looked so tired. And he fell asleep. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. But I didn't bother him. I was like, well, as long as they don't see him, but the cameras watch everything. So, and for some reason around that time, and you got to remember, around that time too, I was homeless. So it really didn't matter because I was always drunk anyway. I don't think I had a sober day. I don't think I did. I think I've become more sober being here in the last couple of months. I'm not perfect, but it is what it is. It's not as bad as it was. I'm going to put it like that. I'm not as terrible as I was. You don't hear me slurring. I haven't hit anyone's link and it's just started berating everyone. It's not those days anymore. Shout out to the chat, if that makes sense. I knew it would be a new security guard. I said right before you walked in, yeah. He was like, baby, you can go in those libraries. They can't stop you. And you was right, Just Jay. I said just before I reached that library and went inside, I said, I hope Just Jay's right. I went straight to the fucking elevator. Pressed Excuse me. I apologize. But at least the cough ain't as bad as it was. Whew. It takes 3 days to get over a head cold. It's ridiculous. Sure. Sheesh. Yeah, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the people that are in the bushes. And thank you for the likes. Make sure that you Coco Tasso the screen twice, double the screen, and hit the Cash App if you can. Thank you. I appreciate you. Anyway, thank you. Yeah, child. Yesterday was a very eventful day. It was a very eventful day for me. Lord. But thank God it's over with. It's over. I came home. I was satisfied. I'll be satisfied. We got 4 in the building. We got 5 likes. I don't realize all the benefits coffee has. I might need to start drinking it. Laugh out loud. Yeah, man. Yeah, coffee is good for you. It's not, everybody don't like it. And they come in different flavors. And you can get different flavor creamers. You don't necessarily have to put sugar in your coffee anymore. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Coffee has a lot of benefits. I love the iced coffees. I love going to the Family Dollar and picking up the iced coffees. They're only what? $4.95. Yeah, $4.95. Yo, shout out to the chat. Yeah. And when you go in there and you buy it, right? And you take it home and you shake it up real good and you shake it. And you shake it. And you shake it. Then you get your cup and you start pouring. And you don't necessarily have to put sugar in it. Some people do. Some people do put a little sugar, sweet and low. Sugar tastes like equal. Damn. Arabia, this is not a commercial. Arabia, this is not a fucking commercial. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. What's up, Triple S? Yo, I seen that video you did of Caribbean Careful. Hey, Rev, what's up? Rev, what's going on? Arabia, I was just thinking that's Arabia trying. Rad, back in the day, right? Especially when me and the Empress used to go at it. Oh, Lord. There was one particular day I had came home from the Walmarts and I was angry. I was angry with her. And we was in a beef back. But shout out to the chat. Shout out to the Empress Lonnie and One Love. We're no longer in the beef. We've been getting along great for quite some time. I really love Lonnie. She's very gracious to me. Anyway, to make a long story short, I was so mad with Lonnie one day. This was like almost 2 years ago, you guys. I was so mad. I made up a song in my head by using the gospel song I used to hear when I was a child. And the song is called Punish Me. And before I began the song, I cleared my throat. And I said, me. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yo, I did the song. I laughed. I ended the video. Don't you know them children chopped that up and made it into a music drop? When Lonnie seen that video, Lonnie was like, what? Shout out to Lonnie for being such a good sport. And then they had this one song, The War Is Now Over. The war is now over. The war is now, oh, yo. We used to have some times on this app. Oh, Lord. Yeah, shout out to Empress Lonnie One Love. That my boo. That my nigga if she don't get no bigger. And you know why I like Lonnie so much? Because we had to go through everything we went through. That's why when people be beefing on this shit, I be like, yeah, they going through whatever they gonna go through. But me and Lonnie, you know, we fell out and we got cool. We fell out, and it was never her fault. Well, one time it was, but you know what? We kept talking. I would go live. She would hit my link. Arabia, let me talk to you. That's what I like about Lonnie. Lonnie confronts. Lonnie talks. You know what I mean? These men, like I'll have an issue with Toby and I'll drop the link. And Toby will never hit the link. Toby would never address me. Toby talked about my channel yesterday in Lonnie's chat, right? But guess what, Toby? You don't have a fucking channel. You bitch ass nigga. You punk made bitch. Fuck you, Toby. He sits in the bushes. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. Let me read my chat. What's up, lovelies? Yeah, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Let me check. Let me check who's in the chat. Hold on. I don't want to miss nobody. We got Just J. Yes. In the building. We got Triple S Edits in the building. We got Purple Heart Podcast in the building. We got Lovelace in the building. We got Wrath in the building. In the building. In the building. Where's Uncle L? Uncle L ain't came in here yet? Oh, yeah, that's right. Uncle L might be getting his coffee early this morning. Because, you know, Uncle L loves... Yo, shout out to Uncle L. Shout out to Uncle L. Shout out to Mika McCullough. She probably at work. Shout out to my homegirl Khadijah. You know, she out there busy doing her thing. Yo, shout out to Holly Favored. Shout out to Keep the Change. Yeah. Shout out to Simset. Shout out to Mrs. V. Shout out to everyone that comes to this channel and supports this channel. Yo, shout out to y'all. Yeah, so oh, okay. Yeah, so everything's yo, Raz, I just love the postings that you be doing. Yo, keep posting, man. Keep posting. Cause people are loving your posts. I'm sure people are resharing your posts. Keep posting. And believe it or not, Raz, you are a YouTube creator. I just want to let you know that. You're a YouTube creator. Yo, shout out to all the YouTube creators in my chat. Shout out to all my moderators. Shout out to my subscribers, new and old. Shout out to my support team. Yo, shout out. Peace. Yo, not peace, but you know, it is what it is. Bird Wrath, you're really good. I like your post. It makes you know what? You just be typing common sense. Common sense and wisdom that a lot of people have, but they don't practice and they don't share. So you becoming their mouthpiece, whether you know it or not. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, so yesterday I had to buy me a pack of Cheyennes. A pack of Cheyennes only costs $2.13. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Hit the Cash App. But anyway, yeah, man. Yesterday was a very eventful day for me. Bittersweet, and so to speak. Every time I go downtown to downtown Charleston, because that's when a whole lot of shit got jumped off for me around that time. You know what I mean? Word. So being homeless and being in prison was my two jump offs. I had to re-crank my engine. The battery had died. I had to re-crank my engine. My battery had died. Oh, shout out to the chat. Yeah. That's right. Thank you, Just Jay. Yeah, man. Ooh, Lord. I don't know exactly what's going on the YouTubes with everyone, because I don't be in everyone's chat. I can't be everywhere. I can't be everywhere. I would like to be, but I can't. Can't be everywhere. You know, I can't watch everybody. But lately, I've been watching some people. And I said to myself, let me say something. Let me put this out there. Let me put it out there. Because I have yet for anyone. Oh, shout out to Kiss My Cheeks. She's in the building too. I don't know if she's really in the building right now. Shout out to Kiss My Cheeks. Anyway, to make a long story short, oh, I just cut my wisdom. To make a long story short, I have never, ever been on this platform and no one has ever challenged me and I've not responded. And usually when they do things like that, when I do respond, when I do hit that link, when I do show up, immediately what do I say? How dare you? How dare you call me? How dare you summon me? How dare you? They said, well, maybe I just said your name. Saying my name is like saying a prayer. I will answer your prayer way before your God does. So don't play with me. But a lot of these dudes that call themselves beefing, but they don't want to hit each other's link. They don't want to have a conversation. They don't want anything said, to them. That might hurt their feelings or might injure their ego. But the women have been tearing it up. The women have been confronting. The women have been kicking down the doors. The women have been breaking the windows. The women have been getting on the dance floor, taking off their high heels, slapping people with their high heel shoes, slapping people with their purse. The women have been taking off their lace fronts and slapping people, wetting it, and then slapping people with the blood. Shout out to the blood of Jesus. I really enjoyed watching Just Jay premiere season. Just Jay did a very good premiere. And it's very thought-provoking. I hope I'm saying the word right. I got some of that tether blood running through my veins. Oh, Jesus. She said, Rad, really appreciate it. Slapping people with, let's see. With, blood. That's what the women been doing. Yeah, right? Yeah. When them motherfuckers be fucking with Moonlight, she confronts. She kicks down the door. When Brown Skin Lady was here, Brown Skin Lady was kicking down the door. Sunday morning, Sister T, before she went to church, she let the bishop know, don't be talking about me and think I'm not going to fucking respond, but she ain't got time to do a back and forth. But she let him know the business. She slapped him with her front lace. Yes, she did. She slapped the shit out of him on that goddamn panel. And that nigga ain't had nothing to say. He was quiet. You better get quiet when you see a real woman hit the panel. Because she's a first day OG in the sector. Shout out to Sister T. Yeah, she slapped that nigga with her lace front. Play with her. Queen Regina has calmed down. Queen Regina's on her channel talking about the Olympics. Shout out to Queen Regina. That's my baby over there, Queen Regina. Queen Regina has always been nice to me. Never changed up on me, nothing. In all these years. Matter of fact, it was Queen that We did a video a few years ago talking about Martin Luther King. And that was the first time in a while that I think I didn't appear drunk, and I was able to hold a conversation. So Queen, yeah, shout out to Queen. A lot of people in the sector don't like her. You know, we all have had our, feelings, but Queen is Queen, and Queen has always been the same. Shout out to her. And Queen has always supported my channels. All of them. She may not agree with a lot of shit that I did, and she didn't. But she didn't try to embarrass me. Okay? That's what I love about Queen. Shout out to Queen Regina. Hey, what's up, Mika? Mika. Good morning to you. Good morning. Yo, where's my juicy fruit? Juicy fruit. Juicy fruit. Yeah. Shout out to my breakfast team. Shout out to my good morning walk team. My good morning walk team members that are in the chat. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone that supports this channel. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Habari za hasaburi. Yeah. 20 zetu kucha na mimi kula chakula miji baridi. Karibu ni umbani kiwango. Kuvuta kiti, kachini, kumpumzika, unakaribishwa, jifurahishe, marafiki yangu. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Ven aquí conmigo. Mi gente, que lo que mi gente. And if you don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, I want to say to you, disculpa mi, lo siento, no es culpa, es mío. Estoy donde nada nunca se pasó. Woo! Oh, Lord. Yeah, shout out to the chat. I know that's right, Red. Yeah, it's good to see you again, Mika. Good morning. Yeah, Uncle L. I think Uncle L is busy this morning. Lonnie is getting ready to, I think Lonnie's already up. Lonnie's taking her shower and getting dressed. Lonnie got to get her stuff together before she gets in her car. Because it's only 7 degrees in Philadelphia. Yo, this shit is cold up there. Yo, I don't mean no harm, but I do not miss New York when it comes to the winter. Because I remember going to school, walking in snow that was so deep. It was so deep. I mean, I used to fall into the snow. You know what I mean? I remember the blizzards. I remember the 5 degrees below zero. I remember the 20 degrees below zero days. I remember walking to school while it was snowing. I remember walking home from school in blizzards. I remember that. Shout out to the YouTube street. Shout out to the chat. I remember the ice. I remember going to church sometime at nighttime and it'd be cold out there. It'd be brick. So shout out to Lonnie. Drive safe, baby girl. Shout out to everyone that experienced the snow and the ice these last 2-3 weeks. Yeah, I've heard Lonnie say Philadelphia hadn't been that cold in about 10 years. 10 years, they had pretty good weather. And then all of a sudden, the weather changed. So shout out to all my brothers and sisters and my subscribers and my support team people that live in areas where the snow and the ice has invaded and have become the enemy. The weather has always been a concern. The weather has always been a concern, but it just seemed like it was too much this year. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I had to walk to school in the snow when I lived where I lived in Arabia. That's why I hate snow to this day. Yeah, man. I remember the snow, Mika. Oh, Lord, I remember the snow. I remember those days, man. I remember those days when people used to throw the snowballs. And then I remember the days they used to put the rocks in the snow and make snowballs and have the nerve to throw it at people. I remember. It's a lot of things I remember about the snow and ice about. Some people did, I went to rehab a few years ago, and I remember a lot of young women talking about how their mothers used to put them out in the snow. Put them out all night in the fucking snow. That's why they hate the snow to this day. Shout out to the chat. I mean, I got women in my life that is close to 60 years old that talk about how their mothers used to put them out in the snow. And where did I meet those women? When I went to rehab. They asked me to go to rehab, and I said no. I met so many people when I was in rehab. So, a rehab, prison, and what's the other place I said? How they be? I haven't been to rehab in a while. I was thinking for sure when Birdman had passed away, I was gonna have to go somewhere. But I'm gonna hold on a little while longer. Lord have mercy. Alaska. Our snow is long one. And yeah, I know, Just Jay. Wow, that snow was something. 30 degrees, which is surprisingly, especially this time on the morning. Yes. Imagine dealing with slippery ice going down here. Oh, thank you, Wrath. Because a lot of people don't know how to drive. Ain't nothing but hills out here. No flat ground. Wow. I never heard about putting rocks in. Yes, Just Jay. Yes. When I was living in New York, being a kid, when the snow first fell, okay, the snow would be soft. It was easy to manage. But as time went on, people started putting rocks in the snow. And they had the nerve to throw these snowballs at people. and think people wasn't going to get mad. Can you imagine being hit with something that's already cold, and then they got something inside of it in your face? Not so much at your body. When I was a kid growing up, them kids was something. I mean, we this new generation, thank God for my child. Remember that song? Thank God for this new generation. They don't have to go through none of that bullshit. We used to get our lunch bags. Just Jay, Wrath, Triple S, Mika, anybody that's in the chat. I don't know what happened to y'all when y'all growing up, but when I was growing up in New York, right? I went to public school. There was this one particular truck that used to bring in the school lunches, okay? And the school lunches would always be cold. And they used to always come with white bags, okay? They were free lunches, okay? We didn't have to pay for these lunches. Don't you know the same truck that delivered the lunches with the same truck they used to put the garbage in? When I saw that, I didn't eat no more school lunch. No more school lunch. Shout out to the chat. Until I moved to the South. Even when we moved down here, school lunch was not free, and the stuff was more you can actually see the people cooking it. You know what I mean? But back then, people really didn't give a fuck about children. They really didn't. I'm talking about grown-ups. I don't want to talk about it no more because I feel myself getting ready to get mad. Courtney Peach, shout out to you. Good morning. Thank you, Courtney. Shout out to you. I didn't eat school lunch till high school. Okay, yeah. My mom used to make our lunch. You had a good mother. You had a good mother. New York seemed like its own universe, especially on the yeah. If y'all ever get a chance, look at some of the stuff on YouTube. You'll find a lot of those YouTube videos about the New York subway trains and what happens in the morning, what happens in the afternoon. I used to hate getting on the train in the morning. I used to hate it. I used to hate going to Grand Central in the morning. I used to hate that because a lot of times, I'm telling you, man, New York, it's just certain things about New York I don't even want to talk about. Because I feel myself getting upset and angry. Yeah. New York got they got some fucked up people, man. Fucked up people. You could be sitting on a train, minding your own fucking business, not fucking with nobody, and here comes some asshole. Or here comes some jive turkey, so-called mental health ill person. Those are the worst. Those are the worst motherfuckers. If it was up to me, and I don't mean no harm, they should have never closed down a lot of them psychiatric hospitals that's further upstate in New York. Those hospitals that they had in Middletown, New York, should have never been closed. The ones they had in Albany should have never been closed. Those that they had in Rochester should have never been closed. Those that they had in Portchester, New York, should have never been closed. White Plains should have never been closed. Now they're just walking around all over New York. Some of them, not all. Some, not all. and they're out of control. There was one dude that my sister was going to outpatient treatment with at the mental hospital up there in Harrison, New York. Shout out to Harrison. And the dude was collecting guns. And he had a case manager, and what she did, she just kept coming, because up there in New York, when you got a case manager, they have to come to your house every month. And they have to come in, they have to assess you, they have to look in your refrigerator, they have to look in your cabinets. When you're a mental health patient and you're dealing with certain case managers, yes, they will do that. And what they did, they let him accumulate a certain amount of guns. Then they turned his ass in. He was a mental health patient. He was not supposed to have no guns. How did he get the fucking guns? And she was wondering about that. But in the meantime, she was allowing him to collect these guns. She would have conversations with him about these guns. New York is off the chain. New York is some things about New York I miss. Yes, I do. It's my home. I was born there. I was raised there. I went to public school there. But there's certain things I do not miss. What are going to take Well, I'm going to take a nap. Courtney Peach! Courtney Peach, shout out to you. That's my baby girl. Courtney Peach, don't worry about what nobody say about you on these YouTube streets. Courtney Peach is a hot mess. I love me some Courtney Peach. Courtney Peach. Courtney Peach. I love me some Courtney Peach. Juicy fruit. Where's Juicy fruit? Yes, New York got a lot of crazies. New York, stay in the mess. Yes, Mika. When I was living in New York, Mika, I had a case manager. She used to come every fucking month. This woman used to come like clockwork. She used to come like clockwork. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, this woman used to, man, go through the cabinets. My sister used to always say, yeah, they let her go in your cabinet. Because when I first moved into my apartment that I had on Saratoga, my sister was living on Neppan. She was living at the Whitney Young. You know, I stayed with my sister. I didn't want to live in my apartment. And then when I started actually living there, you know, my whole world just changed. I started noticing things I didn't notice before. Shout out to the chat. Like people and certain things that people did. You know. Because Whitney Young was something different. But living on Saratoga Avenue, that was a whole new experience. And I enjoyed living on Saratoga. I did. Yes, I did. I had some crazy ass neighbors though. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube. One of them was moving a couch down the stairs, and the couch slid down the stairs and broke the glass door. The glass door stayed broken on that building for like 3 days until the man fixed it. Yo, shout out to the chat. We used to have rat problems. The rats. don't get me started. Don't get me started. I feel myself getting angry. I didn't know there were certain places on the train you supposed to sit as you don't get fucked up. There's certain places that you sit or you stand. Or if you see someone coming with some bull job, you move to the next train. There's always doors connecting the different carts, the different cars. You know what I mean? Even on the subway. I mean, you can just move, you know. I mean, I used to love my times riding the subway, but there were other times where I made it very, you know, plain I didn't like certain trains. I didn't like to go to certain areas. But I had to go because that's the way it was. You know what I mean? If my family, like, okay, let's say I lived in Yonkers, right? And my family member was in the South Bronx. Or let's say they was in Brooklyn somewhere and I had to go. Yeah, there was some day I didn't even feel like getting on that fucking subway. I didn't feel like going to certain trains. I didn't feel like walking into certain neighborhoods. Nobody fucked with me. No, of course not. But it's just the fact that, you know, you run into certain situations or you see certain shit that you may not want to see. But that's life, right? If that makes sense. They're getting bad here too. A guy set a sleeping what? Lady on fire on the train and another person got stabbed to death. Oh. Damn. Oh, shout out to you, Mika, for saying that. Shout out to you, Just Shay, for posting that. Did you have any good memories of New York? Yes, I do have good memories of New York, Just Jay. I do. I ain't gonna lie, but it's certain things that you don't think about until certain people, you know, might like the snow situation and the trains and it's certain things I love about New York, but there's certain things I just didn't. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I didn't like living in rat infested apartments. The apartment that I'm living in now, it's beautiful. I don't have that issue. You know what I mean? But living in New York, you'll always have a rat issue, a mice issue, a cockroach issue. Sometimes you will go to certain places and there's other issues surrounding vermin. Okay. And being stopped by the police for no reason, just because you fit the subscription. I can say a lot about New York, and all those memories are just like floating. Well, let's move on with the conversation. Thank you for saying that. I don't know who this person is. Let me see who this person is. Mick Joy. Oh, Mick Joyce. Always remember Jesus loves you. Have a nice day and God bless to you and your family. Oh, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I rode the bikes when I was there. Oh, you rode the bicycles? Okay. Oh, I'm sure that was a good experience. There's certain things I do love about New York, like the jobs I had when I was there, the people I worked with. I just absolutely enjoyed the ladies I used to work with. I just absolutely enjoyed them. I especially love my mommies. I especially love my mommies. And when I say mommies, I mean my Puerto Rican queens. Poniqua, my Puerto Rican queens. Yo, shout out to them. Shout out to the Puerto Rican queens that came into my life when I needed you. Shout out to everyone that was in my life around that time when I needed them. I needed you. I needed you. I needed you then. I just feel myself getting depressed just that fast. Wasn't we having a good time? I must have started trolling myself. What the hell happened? Oh, God. Ooh, everything so close together. A scooter or a bike will do just fine. Oh, okay. Okay, so you didn't have to use no Ubers or no Lyfts when you was in New York. Did you stay in the A and B when you was there, Just Jay? Or did you stay in a corporate rental for a little while you was in New York? Or did you? I don't know. I don't know how y'all do that. As being a trucker, you know what I mean? Because I know you guys and gals, y'all stay on the road a lot. You know what I mean? Because one of Birdman's friends, his name is Teddy. He's a longshoreman, and he's gone all the time, but he's a longshoreman. That's a different type of job. But he's gone for like months and months at a time. Like he'll leave in December and he won't be. Yeah, if he left in December, he's back this month right now. But I have no way of knowing that unless I'm dealing with Birdman. Birdman is gone. So yeah, and this is tax season. So yes, I do remember Teddy being a longshoreman and having to go on these jobs. And I remember, and some of those containers that be at those ports usually end up on the back of some of the trucks, and that's how I know, certain things about them. Shout out to the chat if that makes sense. I parked my truck and park my truck and next a bike so bad. Okay. Yeah, okay. When we eating for what we eat for breakfast? I don't know what we eating for breakfast, Just Jay. I would like to have some scrambled eggs, but when I looked in the refrigerator, ain't no eggs. Jesus. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Jesus. I just feel like tripping right now. But anyway, everyone, I want to thank everyone for coming out this morning and visiting with me. Yes, I want to thank everyone for coming out and visiting with me. Shout out to all my moderators. Shout out to my subscribers. A shout out to my support team. Shout out to my YouTube creators. We got some of my YouTube creators in the chat. Shout out to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Yeah, so we're going to do roll call before we close this out. Do roll call. So we got Just Jay, Courtney Peach, Triple S Edits, Mika, Wrath, Lovelace, Kiss My Cheeks, Purple Heart Podcast, Mick Joyce. Yes, yes. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. This is your homegirl. Now you know I feel much better when I can. My name. Eggs and eggs. Let's see. Eggs. So doing hi. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yes, thank you. And I want everyone in the chat to enjoy the rest of your day, to be safe out there. Thank you for coming over and supporting the channel. Thank you for hitting the like button. If you donated, thank you for the Cash App donations. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone coming in. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. And my when I speak over here, these are my personal thoughts, my opinions, my point of view, and my random thoughts, and how I observe life on these YouTube streets and in real life. What memories are good? What memories are bad? What makes me emotional, what doesn't make me emotional. So shout out to the chat, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Once again, shout out to my subscribers, new subscribers, old subscribers. Yo, shout out to y'all. Shout out to my support team. All right, shout out to my support team. Shout out to my walk team, my morning walk team members that's in the chat. Shout out to my moderators for coming over here, moderating so wonderful. I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my Cape Verdean heart. I truly do. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope everyone has an awesome day. Have an awesome day. And in the words of Queen Regina, I yield the floor. Peace out, everyone. Y'all have an awesome one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you. Peace.